A Wednesday morning, hump day to Carl, but Wednesday to the rest of it. I don't have you turned on yet, Flash. I will in a second. Hyundai of Yuma advertises on the show, and go give them a visit. America's best warranty, 5 years, 60,000 miles, 10 years, 100,000 miles. The way I drive, I need that warranty. And they give the warranty because they stand behind it. They've got the quality to stand behind it, and that makes a big difference. But getting behind the wheel is where you're going to be when you drive it. So check that out. Make sure it fits you. But I think the engineers, other than just doing the quality of workmanship, really interested in the ergonomics and how you feel in the seat. And that's where I think they're really winning. That's why people buy a car, because it feels good, looks right, and they get in it and they let someone else handle all that mechanical. But I'm telling you, they're both great reasons, and electronic. Now just know Mel's in studio.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
As always, good morning, sir. And Flash Farrar.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Flash Farrar. I almost went Farrar, but Farrar.
Farrar.
Yeah. And nice to see you, man.
Good to see you guys.
Yeah, gosh, you've been in this community now for
20 years.
Has it been 20 years?
Yeah.
And who thought? I mean, so many people didn't think you'd even live that long. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I know. Well, they thought I was a one-hit wonder. Got news for them, don't we?
We do. And of course, you spent a lot of time on the radio with me years ago.
Yep.
When the border was out of control, and particularly here in the Yuma sector. And in the Yuma sector, the Border Patrol had actually pulled back because there was so much going on the border. They were more a perimeter border force versus a border force. And you got together and helped form the Yuma Patriots, and you got a ragtag team of guys like John Minori and others out there, and Doc go out on the border and cause mayhem. Mayhem because not there was any loss of life or any of that kind of stuff, but the Border Patrol had to come back in and protect you guys.
Yeah,
they had to come in because you're out there asking people coming across the border illegally, stop right there. I'm gonna call 911 and we'll get you some help or type stuff.
Yep.
And Border Patrol had to oh man, they had to come in, make sure you guys were okay, and all that stuff. Then you got national news.
It's the funny part.
What's that?
Is they thanked us.
Good.
They really did.
And I'm sure a lot of them felt that way. Not the lead staff who had all the plans and you disrupted all their plans.
Yeah.
But that caught national news, Fox News. Were you on Fox News or just John Minori? I know was on Fox News.
No, I was on Bill O'Reilly 3 times.
You were on Bill O'Reilly 3 times?
Hannity and Combs, and old Combs called me Frank.
Oh, that's
and it really irritated me.
Oh, don't get irritated.
Well,
they've known.
That's how come Hannity's by himself.
Oh, is that right? Well, they broke
Combs
up.
Passed away.
Yeah, but they broke up long before that. They.
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Combs was a dedicated liberal. He got tired of being on a show where he lost every conversation.
The higher ups that sit in their comfortable chairs that were never out on the border, except for early days, but they didn't understand the geographics of it, and they were bringing agents in from California and things like that. And these agents, some got stuck in the sand. The Patriots were there to pull them out. These agents would go in and get 25 of them.
But you changed the landscape a little bit. President Bush came down shortly after and said, what's Flash doing now? But it got a lot of attention finally.
Well, what it did is it brought the funds, and it showed that the community of Yuma really cared.
And they do. I think it's something we don't have now is a lot of visibility on the border because in Washington they refuse to talk about it.
That's right.
They will not.
What problem is this you're talking about?
There's no problem.
Well, I'm not just talking administration anymore. It's most of all of even the ones that agree, the ones that have traveled here to get attention. The press won't follow them. There's nobody here.
Well, first of all, they take them to the spots where there's nothing happening anyway.
Right.
Well, that's the liberals do.
Yeah, I mean, they don't sit there and look down and see 40, 50 people crossing at a time.
They did when they went to Texas and all. I mean, Ted Cruz and all those guys. It's just it didn't get enough press.
Yeah. Well,
let me give you a funny. Jeff Flake showed up. John Minori arranged.
Back years ago.
Yeah. And so Jeff Flake comes down there and he goes, I'd like an interview with you. I'd like a photo op. I said, really? I said, get in my car. I'm going to take it. The border was only a half mile away. I said, let me show you what's really happening. He didn't want to do that.
I don't blame him. I would have been afraid right away.
So here's what I told him. I said, you get back in your car and you go back to Phoenix and have a nice day. You
Well,
say
see,
nothing.
that's
No.
not
He
friendly.
was there just to pump his politics
Possibly.
and call me a racist or a vigilante
Did
like
he?
President Bush. Yes, he did.
He did.
Yeah, I'm neither one of the sort. What I am is a patriot.
Well, what are you up to now? What do you?
Well, Russ, we talk occasionally,
Yeah.
you're in and out, and I've gotten a lot of phone calls over the last couple of years over this mess, and I said, look, guys, I don't want to be involved anymore. I said, it's I got grandkids, I got this, I got that. Well, I said, if it ever comes to my front door, I'll deal with it. And now it's in my home, and it's coming from the public schools.
Okay, what do you mean? You mean the kids come across?
Yeah.
And I don't know how many are in the public school. We've always had people live in Mexico that come to the public school.
Well, we understand that, but see, here's it's called districts. Okay, so if you live in another country, that means you live in the district.
That's true.
Okay,
But the
because
kids
they're
are
here
here
anyway, so they use aunties, address, this and that, and it becomes a problem.
That's always happened. That's been happening.
Well, yeah. 17 buses a day down the border.
Yeah.
Oh, but nobody wants to hear about that. The waste that goes on in this town is annoying to me as being a business owner.
Okay.
I saw a beautiful bus, a Yuma school bus, painted white, beautiful tinted windows, chrome bumpers, chrome wheels.
Oh, I know that bus.
Yeah. Why are we wasting money?
Well, that was it. That's
Hold
you.
on, it didn't matter. It's garbage. And because
Okay.
my children, I have 11 children, I have 20 grandchildren, okay?
Yeah.
Hold on, they're in public schools.
Yeah.
Every year in every classroom, they always ask for money to buy supplies for the less fortunate, or they have to share their supplies. When you're spending money like that, or I see a Yuma school sedan in San Diego or on the Interstate 8 outside of Yuma, I got a problem with that. I'm a taxpayer.
Okay.
This should not be happening. The waste of money is astronomical. These teachers do an excellent job. I'll tell you that right now. I'm involved with my children or grandchildren in the schools.
God help them.
Well, there was a Father Day. My son couldn't make it, so I did. And I had a blast. Yeah, the PE teacher always gets mad at me for not crossing the crosswalk right. But when I picked up the basketball or this pumpkin and it stood rolling, I picked it up and ran with it. She goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm old. I gotta cheat."
Yeah, she
was funny. She was great. She hasn't never given me a bad time about the crosswalk anymore.
So your issue is that people come across the border, which is picked up by the taxpayers, obviously, for education.
Well, here's what bothers me.
Of course, they have to give an affidavit or they sign that they're residents. They do, and they give a whatever. But that's not
how. Wait a minute. How can you be a resident?
I'm not disagreeing.
I'm tired of it.
I'm not disagreeing. But what are you going to do about it?
Well,
I mean,
that's
that's
just one problem. We got worse problems. We got disease coming across our border. We got criminals coming across our border once again.
Yeah,
and nobody wants to talk about it.
And you're talking about the open borders where anything goes. And
Yeah,
right now,
let's talk about
right now it's drugs.
Right, let's talk about our Canadian friends. You realize what they went through to get here this year?
Are you not? You don't like them either?
I love them.
Oh, okay.
Here's the point. They had to be vaccinated. Our military, they're demanding vaccination.
They waited a year.
There's people getting out because they won't get vaccinated. And I just believe, not that I'm very smart, that this is a way to remove our military. Because in other words, ain't nobody vaccinating me and nobody's sticking a needle in me.
It's going to weaken our military.
Well, exactly. So when you think about that, well, there was an old saying, if you want to take a country down, you take it down from within, never from the outside.
I think it was just communist people.
What do you think? What do you think's in our government, bud? What upsets me is that's like when they were doing the motels for people coming in and our veterans who had served in a war are sleeping on the ground.
And that
But don't forget, the city collected those luxury taxes. So
that did get a little bit of attention nationwide too. I don't know a lot happened over it, but it did get a lot of attention.
well, I'll put it to you this way.
Okay.
I heard from the outside. I didn't go get involved because I said it's not at my front door.
Right.
Well, now it's at my front door.
I think it is. It's in every community, in this community particularly.
And
Absolutely.
all you have to do, really, because the wonderful fences of Bush, Obama, and Trump are there and they're up. The gates are down. It was all money from this president to this president, this president. You know, most people don't pay. No, most people don't pay any attention.
I think Trump had to really fight to get that appropriated over to the defenses.
It doesn't matter. He did it.
He did it.
Okay, so the gates are down.
It wasn't allowed to finish. Is
They're
right.
walking right through the gates. I've seen film of it. Okay, and what's really interesting, Jenny, and now these are poor, impoverished people. They got better phones than I do and better shoes than I do. Where's that money coming from?
I don't know. They bring it with them.
Well, I'm just planning that into people who are listening to the show this morning. The way to stop it is blockade the gates.
And so you're thinking about blockade.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's called a deterrent. Nobody has to harm anybody.
Well, and so you've got a crew together that's going to go stand.
I've always had a crew together, brother.
You're going to go stand at the gates and tell people you're not coming in.
Exactly.
All right. I have no idea what to expect.
Well, let me ask you a question. I was on your radio station every time we came in from patrol. Was anyone ever harmed or hurt? No.
Oh, gosh, no.
Did they get food and water?
No.
No, we gave them food and water.
I know you
gave them smoke if they needed it.
I know you did.
We treat people with dignity.
So you're going to go, are you going to alert the Border Patrol where you're going to be?
Nope.
You're just going to show up?
Yeah, why should I? They don't.
Okay. You're going to show up at the gates.
I am done with bureaucracy.
And you're going to tell them you can't come in.
Well, I look at it this way. They have broken a law.
Yeah.
And I have the right as a private citizen to make a citizen's arrest.
I don't know how
it's perfectly legal.
I know there are citizens arrest, Mel. I don't even know how all that works and what.
I don't know either.
Well, I was given all that information a long time ago, and I still have it.
Yeah, but you don't have John Minori anymore hanging around.
I don't really care.
To bail you out.
John Minori, in some cases, got me in trouble.
Agreed.
He got me in trouble with sheriff's department.
Yeah, he got himself in trouble.
Well, here's what was here's what was
That's what I
happening.
appreciate about John.
Well, I love John, but don't get me wrong. He was passing out business cards when we caught him.
Oh, good.
Oh, yeah. So I was in a meeting, with ex-Sheriff Ogden and that, and he goes, John got up had to answer his phone, and they said to me, what are you doing? I said, what do you mean? We don't mind what you're doing, but John's passing out business cards. I said, what?
Yeah. But
so what we did.
he can legally do that.
I know. We put him up at West Wetlands where there was no action. But one time 75 of them came there, and John was there, and it was crazy.
So when are you going to start this nonsense? Soon?
Well, like Trump said, why do we tell our adversaries what's
you're not
going
going to tell
on?
them. Okay.
Nope,
well,
I'm not. It'll appear out of nowhere.
I want to keep an eye on it and see how it works and
I'll
what
tell
goes
you
on.
what, I'll report to you.
Good, thank you. And
but I'm not going to do any interviews with any televisions, and there will be no newspapers at all.
Oh, you'll get noticed. They
can do all they want. I don't want nothing to do with those clowns.
So if you do it early in the morning, call in on the show. Let me know how it's going.
Well, I will. But
especially if you get arrested.
But listen to me.
What?
Can't arrest somebody who hasn't broken the law.
Correct.
Okay, and I've abided by the law, and the whole time that we did that, 3.5 years without an incident.
You guys never got arrested. Yeah.
Well, no, because we were doing our job. We're being invaded again.
Yeah.
And our government, God bless Brandon, is just they don't care.
All right.
They don't care about the citizens of Yuma. They don't care about you, me, or anybody else.
I'm curious now. The people coming across the border now are different than they were the last time you did this. And they're expecting to be welcomed with open arms because Biden told them they'd be welcome, and they're expecting you to give them money.
Hell, they want us to cash their checks right at the border. They already got their check, buddy.
They're not looking for you to tell them, no, you can't come in here. I'll be curious how that goes.
I'm looking to do what's right.
Yeah.
For this country. Not only our
Be careful.
town.
Don't you get hurt out there.
Well, I can't get hurt.
Why?
You never know, because this time it's different, Russ.
All right.
You look around. You got Haitians, Afghanis, Iraqis. You got them from every point of the world.
Well, and I say we, I haven't been doing it, but like Gary has been out there and picked up a lot of paperwork from all over the world, including Cuba.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and Uzbekistan.
Well,
and stuff.
don't forget.
Including passports.
There's a sign down there that says, "Come to America. We give you check. Americans will pay you to come here."
You said it, Jess. There really are signs out there in other countries that give instructions on how to get here and
yes, they do.
Bring a child type stuff.
Well, you know what bothers me so bad when you talk about children? I'm so,
children have been abused in this thing.
Yes, I love my grandchildren,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm concerned with. My kids are grown now. It's their problem what they want to deal with.
Right.
These are my grandbabies. What I've left for them is this mess. This is a mess. People in this town should be embarrassed by this, but they're not.
I think everyone's concerned. I think we're seeing people
If they're really
to
concerned,
say, what can I do?
Something about it.
Some people are.
Stand up. Do something about it. Be who we're supposed to be.
You know, the last time this happened with you remember the Tea Party was just really spooling up.
Yep.
And it made a difference. People getting involved, and it's happening again. People are getting involved.
Well, the problem is we become laxed.
Of course.
You know, and no different to me. I didn't want to deal with any of this.
That's just the cycle of things.
But I will tell you this:
yeah,
what's going on is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And when they allow it and continue to allow it, you know, I don't want to pick on any institutions in this town, but some of them ought to be ashamed of themselves. Totally ashamed.
Well, Flash, keep in mind, there's some people that like what's going on.
I
They
know.
embrace what's going on.
I know they do.
Yeah, they do. That's not an invasion. It's just.
But they live up on the hill. What about the ones that don't? What about the men, women, and children? You know what we forget?
Who's that?
The men, women, and children that died with a rake and a pitchfork in their hand against the most illustrious army of the time called the British.
Oh,
so you and I can sit here and have the freedom to have this conversation. That's what's wrong with this country. And they took God out of school and they take God out of everything else. Yeah. You know, it's horrible.
They haven't yet come and knocked on the door and taken the Bibles away.
They're trying.
They do in China.
I'm going to give you an interesting thing. I saw this on the History Channel, so it's got to be true, right? Did you know that Henry Ford was personal friends with Hitler and produced automobiles in Germany during World War II and produced automobiles in America?
It doesn't surprise me, but I didn't know any of that.
Yeah, and you know why?
Yeah.
Because Hitler and Ford hated Jews.
I heard he was anti-Semitic, but I don't
You
know.
know
I don't know
what?
a lot
That's
of history
wrong.
on that.
But see, he got rich from it.
We got rich from making cars.
Yeah, but we're making cars in a country that was killing our GIs.
I don't even know if he made money on that end of it, but those kind of things. I mean, there's a few of those out there that.
So I have one thing to say, and then I'm going to go back to work.
Yeah, we need you to get back to work. There's work to be done.
Patriots.
Yeah.
To arms. Patriots. To arms.
To arms. Okay.
To arms. They know what I mean.
All right.
Get your people with you. Come and see me. Let's have a nice party or a barbecue.
Flash, you have a great day.
God bless you all.
We'll be right back. AM 560.
The calendar says December, but it doesn't feel like it. This feels more like September with these warm temperatures, and it stays like this the rest of the week. 84 today, upper 50s tonight. Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. They're close, convenient, and known for guaranteed everyday low prices and excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith from the Weather Channel.
In today's Farm and Ranch headlines from AgNet West. The National Center for Appropriate Technology has launched the nation's first agri-solar clearinghouse as a way to help support the expansion of agri-solar developments across the country. More details after this.
You're going to need me.
You're going to need us.
All of us.
You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food.
You're going to need our determination, our compassion.
You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring.
And we promise we'll be there when you need us.
Today, 4-H is growing the next generation of leaders. Support us at 4h.org.
AgNet West Radio Network, your trusted agriculture news provider for the state of Arizona. Stay up to date with accurate local and national agriculture news on this station or by visiting us online at agnetwest.com. Get even more connected by following us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter by searching at AgnetWest, and our team of Brian German at Brian German Agnet West and Danielle Leal with at DLeal Agnet West.
The new resource will connect farmers, ranchers, land managers, solar developers, and researchers with trusted practical information to increase the co-location of solar and agriculture. The project includes a diverse group of more than 30 partners and stakeholders representing private business, renewable energy, sustainable agriculture, national energy laboratories, and leading universities. INCAT's AgriSolar Clearinghouse features a library of peer-reviewed information, a media hub featuring videos, podcasts, and relevant news, and a user forum to connect people interested in agrisolar development in real time. The project is funded by a 3-year, $2 million cooperative agreement with the U.S. Department of Energy's Solar Energy Technologies Office. I'm Brian German for Agnet West Radio Network.
It's coming, Yuma, so get ready for some Cam and Sausage. Yuma Rotary presents the 63rd Annual Walt Cam and Sausage Fry, Friday, December 3rd from 4:30 to 8 p.m. at the Civic Center. Enjoy Cam and Sausage, complete with sides, a roll, and a drink for only $12. Desserts available for purchase. Dine in or drive through and take your plates with you. It's all Friday, December 3rd, the Walt Cam and Sausage Fry. Proceeds benefit local student scholarships.
Bells will be ringing, the sad, sad news. Oh, what a Christmas.
AM 560 KBLU. Russ Clark back with you. It's Wednesday morning, 6:26. That's hump day to Carl. Yep. Mel's with me.
Yes, sir.
Nice to see Flash again. I wish him well. And I've already got a lot of texts and stuff too, just giving support to Flash.
Yeah.
You know. As he's doing so, I just don't want to see him get in trouble, get hurt, you know.
Yeah.
And it's not. Look, I've gone out on the border, I've greeted stuff, but I wasn't trying to stop anybody from doing anything. I just don't want anything to hurt, happen to him. But God bless him for doing it. I know he did this because how long ago has it been? Has it been?
Oh my
Has it
goodness.
been 20 years ago? Has it been 15 years ago? I don't know. When he was doing this.
To think it's got to be right at about 18 years to 19, 20 years.
Yeah. He was out there on the border with the Patriots and John Minori, and they were coming in here talking a lot too, and they caused a disruption.
It's been 15 years.
I don't know that it was a bad one, but they caused one.
Yes.
Let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
Good morning. This is Lou out in the foothills.
Good morning, Lou.
I didn't get the name of the gentleman you were just talking to.
Flash Farrar, and he owns Team Ramco out there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That I remember. I know who he is. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye-bye. We had a lot of questions about the vaccine, and Mel, I want to get this one out. My girlfriend, Nicole Wilkinson, who's married to my husband-in-law, she sent me a letter that came from the hospital. And I'll just read it to you. As we continue efforts to ensure the needs of patients in our community, we share that late this afternoon, a U.S. District Court ruling blocked the CMS mandate requiring healthcare industry employees vaccinated against COVID-19.
Mm-hmm.
As a result, we will be suspending our recently adopted policy that would have required vaccination. So that's going to be a lot of good news to a lot of medical professions out there that have asked. In fact, we had some on the air yesterday or day before that were questioning, like, they don't know if they were going to be employed because of this mandate.
Right.
I said, this court ruling is not a permanent decision, which is true. It's not. It's an injunction to let it go through the courts.
Right.
It is likely to be challenged in a higher court. As information is made available, we will continue to share. Let me see, it goes on. We extend our appreciation to those members of YRMC team who have received their vaccine and joined in our efforts to provide our community with safe, reliable care. Employees who wish to receive a vaccine or booster are encouraged to schedule an appointment with our transitional care team. Meeting the needs of our friends, neighbors, and visitors requires the efforts of an entire team, and we value the contributions of each employee. Thank you for all you do. to care for our community. And I think that was a letter that went out from, Robert Trenchell signed it. I think Michelle Hiddington helped put it out. And it came from the CEO, Robert Trenchell. And imagine it went out to all employees. And I'm not an employee, but I ended up with a copy of it. 2004 is when the Patriots started.
Was 2004?
Yeah, Lori just texted me and let me know. 2004 it got started. Man, that's been forever ago, Mel. 2004, the Yuma Patriots. I used to have a hat still. I don't know if I still do anymore. A Yuma Patriots hat. You know, they had the Yuma Patriots hats way back when, and they did that. And I worried about them then. You know, there was a lot of turmoil out on the border at that time, and it was when they had those flash runs, and that's when they were stopping people and really it wasn't like today where they just greet them and say, "Let me give you a bus ride and a ticket and some money."
Well, the Patriots themselves, they would stop them. They would call the border patrol, say, "Hey, there's a bunch crossing at such and such a place."
But back then, the people were trying to get away. Now they don't try to get away.
Yeah.
Because Biden is
now they figure they've got an open invitation.
Right.
Why
exactly right.
Escape what? You know.
Exactly. Now, during Trump, of course, they tried to get away.
Yeah.
But they were so effective in doing it. I mean, the numbers dropped dramatically under Trump. But now they're kind of gone. Record highs everywhere. It's nice to have records. Let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Oh, that Flash is one cool dude, ain't
he? He's crazy, but cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I gotta go by there and see him one day. He's at that transmission place, right?
That's correct. It's right on the highway. You can see it. It says Biden is not my president. You know, Trump won.
Oh yeah, I'm with him 100%. I hope he gets a lot of business today.
He's not hurting for business. He's always busy.
I know. He is, and then he'll owe you a couple $100 for time.
I just want him to be healthy. That's all. Don't get hurt.
Anyway, but he's right. But what I will call you about was, if you'll notice, people, how can anyone be for Biden? This is what I can't understand that. The Democrats have been renowned especially since FDR, to break everything they touch. Recently, they tried to defund the police, and we got to have those guys, whether you like them or not. You got to have them.
Well, yeah.
And then they paid people not to work. They were the first ones out to shoot to tell Trump, you got to pay them to work, not to work. You stay home. And then they shut down ports from operating, and now they want to blame the holdup of the container ships on inflation, and that's a crock. Biden's printing of $10 trillion, throwing it into and laundering it through the federal bank system. That's the problem with our inflation. See, the way this works, guys, they print all this money. They through the Federal Reserve. Federal Reserve has mandated, got 12 reserve banks out here, and they own the banks. They take this money, throw it in the banks. Then you come in, you come in like a local contractor, and you want to borrow this money. It's either granted to you or you borrow it. You go to Lowe's and you go to Home Depot and you spend it. And by putting that money, the money that is unearned, by putting it into the marketplace and taking away the product, you're competing with the guy that didn't get a grant. You're competing with the earned money. There is where your 50% inflation is right there.
Yep. Oh, there's more to that, but that's everything that they can do to cause inflation. Are doing it, and it should be scaring the heck out of all of us.
Anything connected with oil, fracking, pipelines, they shut it down in this country. Biden does.
Yeah.
So don't tell me that this guy is a fixer. If you call Russ, anybody call Russ and call you again and say to you, ask him one question. What has Biden done to benefit the country? What has he done? That one question will stop the train right there, Russ.
He hasn't done a thing, my friend. Hey, I got to run. I got Edward's going to call me. All right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You take care.
Take care, man. Bye bye. Yeah. So I'm gonna take a quick break. It's 6:35, and I'll come back with Edward.
At Batteries Plus, We power family road trips. We power bedtime stories. We power our local hospitals. We power connections with friends. We do more than replace batteries and fix phones and tablets. We help our neighbors power their lives. How powerful is that? Visit Batteries Plus in-store, curbside, and online to save $10 on Duracell Ultra car batteries. For offer details and limitations, visit batteriesplus.com.
Be sure to listen for the border and traffic reports weekdays on this station, brought to you by RV World. They have a large selection of both new and used RVs. Exit Interstate 8 at Araby Road, then west on Gila Ridge about a quarter mile. That's RV World.
Time's running out to get the Medicare benefits you need for 2022. Medicare's annual enrollment period ends this Tuesday. Our licensed agents at the Yuma Medicare store are here to help you get the most from your Medicare coverage, and there's no cost to you. Join us this Saturday, December 4th, between noon and 4 p.m. at 2260 South 4th Avenue, Suite L, in Citrus Plaza, 24th Street and 4th Avenue. That's 2260 South 4th Avenue, Suite L. Enjoy refreshments and prizes, and learn about Medicare plans, including options from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona with no obligation to enroll. Get answers to your Medicare questions between noon and 4 p.m. this Saturday, or drop by between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. through December 7th. Make sure you have the coverage you need for 2022. But hurry, Medicare's annual enrollment period ends this Tuesday, December 7th. This is an advertisement. For accommodations of persons with special needs at meetings, call 928-920-0383, TTY 711.
AM 560 KVLU. Russ Clark with you. It's Wednesday morning, hump day. 6:36. Don't call me, though. Don't. Unless you're Edward. Edward, I want to leave the line open for him. He says he has big news, Mel.
Okay.
And I was telling you off the air, big news to me is, a discounted fries.
There you go.
Okay. Edward, I don't know what makes big news to him.
He thinks a little different.
Yeah, his head's in a different place. Because he looks at economies and industries and stock markets and all that. Oh, I look at the stock markets this morning. It's down 652. Of course, right now with the stock market so high, 652 is not even 2%.
Yeah.
And there's a bouncing around going on. And so a lot of it's inflation fears.
I think it's good. Yeah, and I think it should be.
I think
there should be inflation.
Yeah.
Myself. But.
And we'll find out from Edward. I got a text here from Shirley Sapper. She's a candidate for superintendent of public instruction. She's going to be in Yuma on 2nd and 3rd. Gary Snyder gave my phone number away to her and said, check with Russ. He'll, get on the air. Thanks, Gary. I mean, I do appreciate that. Sure. And because I do want to talk to these statewide candidates, and especially if they're going to be in town. So I sent her this morning and said, she said, we would love to be on your show if possible. Let me know. And I said, we would love to have you.
Yes.
I gave her the times that we're on, 6 to 8. We would be happy to hear from her and get that on.
I see, oh, God. Andy Google's going to be in town Saturday.
I didn't even know that.
There was a thing at the Republican headquarters.
Okay.
And unfortunately, I have a memorial service I'll be attending, so I can't. I'd like to get over and see Andy and just to say hi, but anyway, I will be attending a memorial service for.
And we're going to be busy Saturday. We got the Britton Farm thing. I don't even know if he's going to be out there. I think this is Mr. Edward there. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, and how are you today?
We're really doing well, but I get concerned. Like I was telling Mel, when you say big news, your scope of big news is totally different than mine. I mean, that's like an invasion or something. For me, I'm a little simpler.
No, that's for Thursday.
Oh, Thursday.
We only do invasions on Thursdays.
I see.
Okay.
It works out better because then we get the Friday long weekend discounts.
Okay, well, that's good. All right. What's the big news for today other than inflation worries?
It's not that it's inflation worries. It's simply increasing the value the company gets reported as earned income for sales volume. But that's not what we're calling about today.
All right.
I was just looking at the reports from the 3 major vaccination carriers. And people need to go out get a 5th, 6th, 7th, 12th, or 18th booster shot because supply is starting to back up because of these mandates are not being put forward.
Oh, no.
So this is going to be starting to impact prices, stock prices.
Yeah.
Not good.
Let me guess. You have investment in these vaccine companies.
I would like to defer that comment to the legal department, but I'd also like to say that people need these in order to maintain the economic growth for us.
I think here we got the point, Mel.
Yes.
Also,
yeah,
but I'm not going to get the point.
No.
We had an Omicron scare,
yeah.
And oil prices dropped, retail wholesale product prices dropped for gasoline. Those numbers are coming back. So what I need people to do right now is to go out and start driving in circles, if they can.
It's your fault, though. And look, had you gone down to South Africa and told all those doctors to shut up and don't tell them that Omicron's not dangerous, then we probably wouldn't. We probably would have continued to scare for longer.
Haven't you already heard that our savior over at the NIH, Dr. Fauci, his lordship, has stated that we need to be concerned?
Because of the possibilities that maybe someday it could be kind of, we don't know. Yeah, I know. I got all that.
Possibly.
Yeah, possibly.
But isn't it better to be possibly concerned today and locking everybody down? Because small business growth rates are up 18% in the last quarter.
And that's not
people
good.
Are starting. Yes, people are starting small businesses again.
That's kind of a phenomenon. I was listening to some news on that this morning. That it's kind of shocking to interrupt in today's time, but apparently people are looking for independence from you guys.
Okay, see, that is where you need to get wrong. That is a bad word. We're talking to the FCC about, we're talking to the FCC about having that word added to George Carlin's 7 deadly words on the radio.
We have to say the I word now.
Excuse me, you're the wrong color.
I got it.
You are one.
Hey, at what point will I be able to choose not only my sexual orientation and sex, but my designation as a race?
Well, right now on your passport, you can have, in the latest passports, an X under your gender.
Under your gender, yeah. Well,
the administration says you can decide on X.
Okay, can I get a X on race?
We're working on that one, simply for the fact that it seems that I'm unable to take part in all the programs that could make me more money.
Yeah.
And I think that
I want the programs that are offering the most opportunities. I mean, Elizabeth Warren did it all through college.
Right.
She was Indian during that time because it was awesome.
My mother's maiden name is Hayes, so I believe that I might be part Cherokee.
You're more Irish than the Lucky Charm guy.
Well, Alexander Hayes is the one who raised the flag. He was a Native American Cherokee.
Oh.
Yeah.
In the Marines.
In the Marines.
Yeah.
Ira Hayes, he was a Pima Indian.
Yeah.
Yes, same thing. Indian, Pima. It gets me on the list. I'm happy to be there.
You're going to be there if you get you on the list.
So can you get people to not listen to their doctors and start listening to people who have been properly educated about healthcare costs?
So
that is their politicians.
Here is the list. The list is get more vaccines because we all need them to get lots of booster shots. Okay. Don't listen.
And your pets. Go ahead. Your pet get a COVID.
Get a COVID shot for your pet, and even if it's not approved, it doesn't matter.
Why not? I'm going to say it's emergency approved.
All right. And we need to not start small business. Only support big business.
Correct, because small business means you might have that ugly word raise its wicked head in this country.
That's right. All right, I think we got those down. And never say the I word again.
And circles outside with their foot heavy on the gas in first gear.
Drive along.
You need to burn up this supply of gasoline that built up.
What are you you got a tanker sitting offshore or something to unload? Or?
It's not technically a tanker.
Okay.
We need 7 tankers.
7 of them?
So can we maybe, just start going to the supply? I really need this because it was Black Friday and I wasn't around, and my wife had a credit card.
Okay.
So
I'd more worry about your brother-in-law with a credit card than.
So let's work on that, people. Right. Vaccines for yourself, your friends, your family. Buy them for people at the border. No, they don't have to have them. But buy them for the Canadians because they're coming from the wrong border. Right. Let's be diplomatic about this. Let's get rid of this supply. And by the way, Omicron might possibly, maybe not constantly effective against the rogue Omicron variant that's out there. So maybe we need to put another $50 billion into research in this.
Hey, when is Pfizer and Moderna going to release that pill that's like ivermectin?
We're waiting for final approval on the issues. And the bigger holdup is right now, the CMS hasn't given a price schedule yet.
Now, the ivermectin, of course, is still available. Of course, you can't buy it for COVID in the States, in most states.
You mean the horse pill?
The horse paste that tastes like apple. I know.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And that's what we want to label it. But it's still available. But is there still noise that they're going to try to pull that off the market? I mean, it's been around since the 70s.
There is a review of licensing capabilities for production.
There is a review right now. Okay.
Yes.
Of course, it's a generic drug in that nobody makes a lot of money on it. It's just produced cheaply. And nobody's going to be a billionaire by making ivermectin.
That's the problem with that drug.
That's the problem with the drug.
Yes. Effectiveness doesn't mean anything. Let's get away from that word. That's another. We should talk with the FCC about that word as well. Effectiveness.
Okay.
Just think of the effects it's going to have on you.
To you, the effectiveness is an expensive pill because it affects the stock market in a positive way.
Oh.
Did I lose you?
Oh, no. Someone bumped in for a second.
Okay, no. Oh, well, it might have been important, but the effectiveness is if it affects the stock market in a positive way. That's an effective pill.
That's a positive. Drug.
Obviously. Well, Edward, what's big news? I appreciate you calling. But we're not in any big trouble right now. Then we just need to drive more and get more booster shots.
Overall markets are going around simply for the fact that Powell has stated that inflation is an issue. And that's actually our important news, is that people should start looking at conserving what they're spending over the holiday season. The interest rates are going to rise.
Yeah.
Powell has stated that we are going to have to actually get more hawkish on inflation. And if it doesn't, now that he's been officially reconfirmed, if we do not get more hawkish on inflation, we could see serious damage to the economy. And that is people going into debt at a higher level than they thought they were at. If they're at an 8 or 9% credit interest rate, and the interest rates rise, and you're now seeing it at 15 or 20, or those who are serious, the people who are poor are at 25 and 29% right now. You can see the interest rate jump to 30. Then you might watch housing issues, and you might see as well a car payment start defaulting.
They have taken the word transitory out. And it was a joke when they put it in because nobody could have. I mean, it was nonsense that they even said transitory.
Yes. So one of the biggest things right now is people should probably see the gentleman who does your Life, Morning, and Money show. I know I just butchered the title. They really need to look about how to schedule an economic plan to get them out of debt sooner rather than later. And if that means a later Christmas, that means making more sense to say to kids, hey, rather than 50 presents, we're only going to do 49 and a half, but we're going to keep the house next year.
Right. Because debt right now is hurting you, but it's going to kill you.
It's going to take a huge chunk of your capability of maneuvering next year as interest rates rise, and they must rise.
Yeah.
Especially if the Build Back Better.
Okay.
Passes, and we have another massive influx of inflationary spending.
Edward,
so
I got to run. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much, sir. You take care. Bye. We'll be right back. AM 560 KBLU.
When it's hot, the last thing you want is your home's AC to quit on you. At 1 hour air conditioning and heating, our team of comfort specialists take the frustration out of the equation. From simple repairs to more complex fixes, we'll get you warm and comfortable quickly. Call 855 1 hour for a free service call with completed repair. Don't forget, we're terms and conditions will apply. Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Folks, looks like food shortages are here. I'm going to stick around. Supply chains are breaking down, and inflation is back with a vengeance. It's all part of the shortage economy. What used to be unthinkable is now in the headlines. Are you ready? Do you currently have a stockpile of emergency food at home? If not, go to mypatriotsupply.com today, and you'll find an emergency food kit that's right for you and your family. My Patriot Supply is the largest preparedness company in America, serving millions of families like yours. Pick up a 3-month food kit that stays fresh for up to 25 years in proper storage. The meals in the kit provide over 2,000 delicious calories a day. That's important when you need to survive. Order from mypatriotsupply.com and your food will ship fast in unmarked boxes to protect your privacy. Don't wait for permission or more empty store shelves. Go to mypatriotsupply.com now. mypatriotsupply.com.
What's all the buzz about nasal irrigation and Navage, and should I try it? Here's the science. Airborne germs invade through your nose. It's the body's air filter for trapping allergens and viruses. When your nose gets clogged, it's less effective and germs multiply. Eventually, your immune system can get overwhelmed and you get sick. Nasal irrigation is an effective, all-natural way to clean your nose. It's not a drug, it's more like plumbing. Saline goes in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and germs. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. It's the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls out the bad stuff so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. At Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and Walmart. Or go to Navage.com for a free gift with purchase. Over 2 million sold. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town.
AM 560 KBLU. Russ Clark with you, Mel's in the studio. I guess Santa's not coming this year with all the inflation, whereas, it's not bringing much. Anyway, let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
Ho, 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 and a bottle of rum.
How are you, Gilbert?
Pretty good. And the answer, Mel's question about Andy Gould, and your question, yes, he'll be at the Tea Party event this weekend.
Oh, he will be?
Good.
Okay, good. That'll be great to know.
Yes. He'll be. And speaking of that, that's a segue too. We are having our Colorado River Tea Party meeting tonight and tomorrow night. And Sherry Spot, she's running for school superintendent.
Yeah.
She'll be there to talk. And I believe I might even have Howard Billets there for a little bit.
Okay. Well, he's not running for anything, though.
No, he's just going to be there talking about the Freedom Library.
Okay.
And we have our Britain Farm candidate forum this weekend at Britain's Chiltwagon on Riverside Drive.
Right.
The doors open at 5 p.m. Dinner is served at 6 p.m. And our dinner is made by Clyde Gill and his famous crew. It's gonna be
nothing wrong with any of that. And a $15 ticket is a very cheap price for that, but help support the program. But look, your name goes in a raffle for a $500 gift certificate at Sprague's, and knowing there's only going to be a couple hundred people there, that's pretty good odds of winning $500. That's a good raffle.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. And we also are helping out Winnie with Race Across America.
Mm-hmm.
Our drinks, the water and sodas, and our desserts that are sold, the donations are going to Race Across America.
Right.
And we'll also have a 50-50, and that money is going across with Race Across America. And I believe Winnie told me the other day that this year we made enough money to cover all the veterans' graves
Well,
in our cemetery.
That doesn't surprise me. I talked to Winnie yesterday, and she's going to come over today and talk to me about some details. But our friend Edward
good.
that just called with his sarcastic approach to the news, but he did a lot to boost that. He called in during it, and not only did he donate himself, he donated a prize of a trip to Morton Steakhouse, including a hotel room.
Wow!
If somebody would donate a certain amount of money. I don't know how much difference that made, but I can't imagine it not making a big difference. And Winnie called me yesterday, and we're going to meet today to work out the details on the winner and all that kind of stuff. So,
that's great.
I
tell you what,
it's absolutely wonderful. Yeah.
She's a hard-charging woman, a hard worker, and her whole crew was awesome. We had them at our booth this weekend at the farmers market, and they've been with us a few times. Hard-working booth. Crew.
Right.
Absolutely. We have a common goal. We wanted a wreath on all the veterans' graves in Yuma County, or Yuma. And it worked out great. Congratulations to her.
Yeah, and I think they're going to do that on the 11th, right? No, that's the parade is the 11th.
No, that's the parade. I thought it was the 18th.
Oh, the 18th is exactly right, 18th.
And she's going to need volunteers to help spread those wreaths across the graveyards. I mean, Desert Lawn and also out there, Foothills.
Right.
Yeah, she's gonna need volunteers. I'm volunteering my truck to load up the boxes to spread out, but we need people to hand out the wreaths, down. She's also gonna need.
I volunteered to talk because that's all I know how to do.
No. See, I know that you got broad shoulders.
Yeah.
And you got long arms. And I know you know how to walk.
I can do a little bit of that. But no, I will be helping out with whatever she needs for MC work out there for the ceremonies. Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. It's awesome the way she did it. Like I said, she's a workaholic with her Wreaths Across America. Yep, we need more people like that in Washington. That's what we do, workaholics.
Absolutely.
Get things done the right way. Right. Anyway, come out and visit us Thursday night at 6 p.m. at Community Christian Church. We have a lot of stuff going on. And also on Saturday to our candidates. And we have 10 candidates that are running, plus our own Arizona representatives that will be here to talk to the people. And we're going to have a great time. And, of course, Russ Clark will be our MC.
Yeah, that's worth the price of admission right there, right?
And I know you have the hook to take me off stage when I start talking too much.
I do.
Right, buddy.
All right, buddy.
God bless you, man.
Take care, man. Bye-bye. Yeah, talking too much. Yeah, you got to let me talk too much. Can't let him talk too much. Thanks, Edward, again for calling in. And I'll tell you, the inflation worries are real.
Mm-hmm.
And now that the Powell and others have taken the transitory word, it was always a lie, Mel, which I just can't. It's unfathomable that they keep doing this, and everyone knows. I'm going to say everyone in the industry knows it's a lie. When Biden comes out and says, "Oh, it's just transitory," whatever, and it's not temporary. It's not the things in place to destroy the economy and make inflation.
And it was he created it. That's the thing.
He did create it, and we do need to get away right now from these inflationary worries. And we need to prepare ourselves for it. And I like Edward's comments about eliminating debt. Don't take on debt right now. You need to eliminate because the debt price is going to go way up.
Yeah, that's right.
And then you're going to start borrowing to pay the debt price, which is the interest rates and things.
Which is what we're already doing.
And that's a downward spiral.
Which is what the federal government's already doing.
And the feds can't keep giving money away. In fact, they're going to be raising taxes and taking away your crumbs.
Yep.
They gave you all this money, which is it's creating a lot of this transitory inflation that's permanent.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're gonna be looking like this. We would look back at the 70s and say those were the good old days.
Yes.
At the rate that it's going right now.
We had 15-18% interest rates back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And shortages of everything, and prices were going up on everything. Yeah. Constantly. It was just hard to keep up with, and then waiting in line to get gas. I still remember, and I think those things are coming back. The way the Biden is crippling our gas industry, our oil industry. He wants to eliminate it so that we'll be forced to drive an electric car. There's not enough electric cars for sale that you can't do it. And if you don't have gas, we're going to shut down this economy.
And if you do have gas, the price is going to be so ridiculous.
We got to take a break. We're out of time. AM 560 KBLU.
From the 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating Studio.
This is News Talk 560 KBLU, Yuma. It's loud outside the Supreme Court. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Protesters out on both sides of the abortion issue before a big court hearing next hour.
I believe that every abortion ends the life of an innocent, unique, preborn human being, so we want to stop that.
She came from New Jersey to join the pro-life activists. Pro-choice advocates are also demonstrating, fearing women's rights are at risk as the justices consider Mississippi's blocked law that bans abortions at 15 weeks of pregnancy. That's earlier than other Supreme Court rulings have allowed. Why? Remains a big question in Michigan, the morning after a deadly high school shooting. Fox's Jeff Manasso is following this live.
Dave, Oakland County Sheriff Michael Bouchard says the alleged shooter in the Oxford High School attack still had 7 bullets in his 9mm pistol along with spent clips as he was approached and arrested yesterday, minutes after he started shooting, killing 3 students and injuring 8 others, including a teacher. As for the 15-year-old suspect,
he is under a lawyer with his parents' refusal to allow him to talk to us.
So far, nothing confirmed on motive. The Oakland County Sheriff's Office and the FBI, they've searched the suspect's home. The gun, we're told, belonged to his father, Dave.
Now, Jeff, one person's dead in Humboldt, Tennessee, after a shooting at a high school basketball game last night involving adults, not students. Another person was injured, a suspect's in custody. A police officer was killed in Georgia responding to a domestic disturbance.
I heard like a set of gunshots, and then probably maybe like a couple minutes later, I heard like it was like a shootout.
The suspected gunman was also killed as SWAT officers fired back, and then they found 2 women dead in a home. Another officer and a child were shot and wounded. In Indianapolis, a man with multiple knives stabbed 2 police officers early this morning. They then shot and wounded him. The officers are in stable condition. America's listening to Fox News.
I struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time with daily diarrhea.
At first, I thought it was what I was eating.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
So I did my research and talked to my doctor, and we finally uncovered the truth.
It was actually EPI. Exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, is a condition where your pancreas is unable to help break down your food.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions, like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
So getting to the right diagnosis meant being more open with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable, so don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask, could I have EPI?
Sponsor.
Here's the news in 60 seconds. YumaDailyNews.com. Yuma County Library District was one of 50 U.S. libraries selected to host Americans and the Holocaust, a traveling exhibition from the U.S. Holocaust Memorial Museum. You can read more at YumaDailyNews.com. A new poll says people who live in the state plan to spend less than others for the holidays. More on the website. Trying to figure out where to go this winter? Well, winter guests in Yuma, especially those with RVs, enjoy activities like the nationally recognized Medjool Date Festival. That's where thousands of visitors head to Yuma's historic downtown to get a taste of the delicious Southwest fruit from local and regional growers. You can read more on this article, YumaDailyNews.com. The man known as the QAnon Shaman is filing an appeal to void his guilty plea and a 41-month prison sentence for his involvement in the January 6th Capitol riot. The Arizona man initially pleaded guilty in September to obstructing a proceeding of Congress. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, Yuma Daily News. For now, I'm Andrew Caravella.
Unique individuals, empowering solutions.
The cost of cleaning supplies to clean your office building, $250. The time it takes to dust all offices, sweep walkways, vacuum the carpets, and sanitize the restrooms, 4 hours. Having Achieve Human Services clean your entire office building, including the restrooms, priceless. Achieve Human Services, helping people with unique abilities to realize their greatest potential through employment opportunities. For more information, call Achieve Human Services at 928-341-0335. That's 928-341-0335.
Achieve Human Services.
Unique individuals, empowering solutions.
Someone told me long ago, there's a calm before the storm. I know.
AM 560 KBLU. Russ Clark back with you. We're in our second hour on a hump day, Wednesday, 7:05. Mel's with me.
Yes, sir.
Hyundai of Yuma. I drew a blank. Hyundai of Yuma out there on 32nd Street. Veteran-owned business. Go take a test drive. It's something to do anyway. Go out and take a test drive. Get out there. You'll enjoy it. A lot of the technology in the new car is amazing. And I was talking to somebody about the other day about driver fatigue and these new lane following, which is in the new Hyundais, where Carl has called in before and said he's driven from his Hyundai from Yuma to Phoenix, and you don't have to make a lane correction because the car will follow the highway.
Yep.
You know, it's a highway speed thing. It's nothing you could do in town.
Yeah.
It's a highway speed thing. It's going to follow the highway. It just takes fatigue out of those long trips, Mel.
Yep.
And of course that cruise control is going to slow down when the car in front of you, and then it's going to speed back up. A lot of this, don't fall asleep at the wheel, Carl.
Yeah.
You keep driving the thing, but you got to go test drive those things just to appreciate.
You do have to keep your hands on the wheel.
Yes, you do.
It tells you.
What does it do? Does it beep you or something?
It flashes a sign right in front of you. Says,
It,
"Put
uh,
your hands on the wheel, dummy." It doesn't say dummy, but
it might eventually shut off or blow up or something if you don't. I don't know what the penalty is. But they have to do that to make sure that you stay alert, stay awake, and nothing bad happens. But get over there and take a test drive. They got a car for you, America's Best Warranty, 5 years, 60,000 miles, 10 years, 100,000 miles. A federal judge blocks the Biden vaccine mandate for healthcare workers, and we just we read that letter that for the Yuma hospital, they have already put out a letter by the CEO that. Because of that, they're going to drop their policy, reminding you that it's temporary, until it gets through the courts. It may end up being permanent, but that's yet to be decided.
For now.
Let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
Hey, happy hump day.
Yes, it is. Good morning, Carl.
Yes, it is. I'm going to be out there preaching some more hate and discontent today, so I just want to let people know.
Heaven forbid.
I'm going to be a little rabble-rouser.
Yeah.
I just also want to say I'm still very happy with my Hyundai Elantra.
Good.
Awesome. Every time I drive it, I'm happy. Every time I go to the foothills, I just let it drive me out there, and I'll say, well, I'm going to get off here at foothill. So, but you do have to keep your hands on the steering wheel.
Good. I don't want you falling asleep. And the gas prices now going up. Yours is sipping gas compared to that diesel you had.
Oh yeah, that's about twice. Maybe a little more than twice.
Yeah. You could fill up and get out of town, okay.
Yeah, I guess Flash was out there fear-mongering today.
Yeah, Flash is going to go out on the border and stop people from coming through the open gates.
Oh, you mean he's going to stop people from breaking the law?
Yeah.
Son of a gun. Well, God bless him, man, but out there fear-mongering.
Yeah.
And you know what's really funny, and the reason he's doing it, like a lot of us old folks, we're doing it for our grandchildren.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I tell people that, hell, I've had my fun, still have a little bit of it. So.
Keep doing it, man. We need you.
Yeah. Well, what we need is people to get involved. We're down at the farmers market. We will not be there this weekend because we're going to be at Britton Farms having our rally. So people need to get off their duff. And, hey, a $500 gift certificate for a raffle for Sprague's, it's not a bad deal, my friend.
That's worth the price of entry.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
There you go.
All right.
Bye.
See you, buddy. Bye. That was my friend Carl.
Yes, sir.
The federal judge that did this vaccine mandates, Terry Dougherty, there was let me see a few things. I'm trying to separate what the lawyer said versus what he said, but here's the quotes. If the executive branch is allowed to usurp the power of the legislative branch to make laws, two of the three powers conferred by our Constitution would be in the same hands. Well, I'm glad they acknowledge that, Mel.
Mm-hmm.
We do have a separation of powers. We got three legs of that stool, you know.
Well, yeah,
executive and the legislative and the judicial.
That's the way the Constitution was written. That's not the way we've been acting. That's not the rules under
We're
which
in
we have been
danger
acting.
of it, and this judge points it out that we have been acting differently. Okay,
yes.
and it goes on. If human nature and history teach anything, it is that civil liberties face grave risk when governments proclaim indefinite states of emergency. It's awesome that he put that in there.
Mm-hmm.
And we're in an indefinite states of emergency. In fact, all we're looking for is the next emergency. It's a continuation.
Yes.
It's like we'll never again have our liberties. Is that what we're telling everybody? And we'll never again have our liberty because there's always another disease that we'll either have or manufacture or lie about?
Once you lose your liberties, you don't get them back.
Well, Mel, I hope to prove you completely wrong.
No, that's history has shown that.
History's shown that we didn't have liberties as a colony and we got them.
Yeah, that's right. We gained them.
Yeah, and they
now,
can be gained.
And now we are losing them. And once you, history has shown.
Well, then we're going to have to get. Then we'll
a
have
country
to,
that has gone through the phases that we are going through.
Well, and I think
there was a guy named Tytler who wrote a thing, and he said,
but I would disagree. It can be done, and I think in England at one time they were in such terrible trouble, and the taxes were so high, and it was so communist that Thatcher took over and turned it around,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it did, and I think the same thing's going to happen here, Mel. I think it will.
Well,
and it has to happen, and I think enough people are standing up. They've had enough, and we still have that American attitude in here of independence, which Edward didn't want me to say because that hurts.
Yeah, well, the attitude of independence is a wonderful thing, but the fact is, we are not run in accordance with our Constitution. Number one, we're run by the bureaucrats. And
I agree, they have too much power, but to say that the Constitution doesn't approve of it, Constitution, I was reading it again this morning. They gave the legislature and others the opportunity to make laws and stuff. Now we're living with some of the stuff that is taking away liberties, which is not the intent, but those can be rectified. And I'm looking to rectify. I'm not looking to give up, like you and Howard all giving up. I ain't giving up on anything.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying what history has shown.
I think you're wrong on that. I think if it was true that we'd never get them back, we wouldn't have them today because we got them, and they weren't given to us. They were taken. They were taken back, and they can be taken back again. George Washington's attitude and all that exists in a lot of people today. See, during a pandemic such as this one, it is even more important to safeguard the separation of powers set forth in our Constitution to avoid erosion of our liberties. And he's exactly right. And we have federal judges that keep doing this and blocking the things that are definitely not in line with the Constitution, not in line with our liberties, that has overused the powers of emergency orders and all that kind of stuff as they were not intended.
That's
to
right.
take charge, and it's being recognized. And Mel, I think this pushback is going to domino. I think it's going to keep coming. It's not done.
I would hope that you're right.
Well, I've been right once. It's a possibility. Will ultimately be decided by a higher court than this one. However, it is important to preserve the status quo in this case. The liberty interest of the unvaccinated requires nothing less. Oh my God, I love this guy. The liberty interest of the unvaccinated requires nothing less. Now, Laundrie, who is the attorney general that brought the suit from Louisiana, I applaud Judge Dougherty for recognizing that Louisiana is likely to succeed on the merits and for delivering yet another victory for the medical freedom of Americans, while Joe Biden villainizes our healthcare heroes with his jab or job of edicts. I like that, jab or job. I will continue to stand up to president's bully tactics, fight for liberty. And this whole nonsense, well, we're going to protect your neighbors and all that by giving up away all your bull. It's crap. I don't believe it for a minute that herd immunity is not going to be had by anything other than just a jab. I don't believe it.
Well, I think no. I agree with you there. No two ways about it.
And he says, while our fight is far from over, I am pleased the court granted preliminary relief against the president's unconstitutional and immoral attack on not only our healthcare workers, but also the access to healthcare services for our poor and elderly. I will see this case through the end, fighting every step of the way to prevent the federal government from imposing medical tyranny on our citizens and turning last year's healthcare heroes into last year's unemployed. Good for him. It's about time we start seeing more of these, and we're going to see more.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have to, or everything collapses, because then it would just be a dictatorship, and that's what they used to say about Trump's trying to create a dictatorship. None of it was ever true.
No,
but it's exactly what we've got right now. Biden's hands are in everything, and he's doing everything he said he wouldn't do.
Well, that's because the overwhelming powers of the media.
Yes, and I think the media has been complicit, and has been a partnership.
They've been right, exactly. They've been more than complicit. They've been one of the driving forces.
Yeah, it's been going on. Let's take a phone call. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. AM 560.
In today's Ag Business Update from AgNet West, the Food and Drug Administration has made content available from a recent e-commerce food safety summit. More details after this.
You're going to need me.
You're going to need us.
All of us. You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food.
You're going to need our determination, our compassion.
You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring.
And we promise we'll be there when you need us.
Today, 4-H is growing the next generation of leaders. Support us at 4h.org.
AgNet West Radio Network, your trusted agriculture news provider for the state of Arizona. Stay up to date with accurate local and national agriculture news on this station or by visiting us online at agnetwest.com. Get even more connected by following us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter by searching at AgNet West, and our team of Brian German at Brian German AgNet West and Danielle Leal with at D Leal AgNet West.
FDA held a web seminar back in October on the New Era of Smarter Food Safety Summit on e-commerce. The summit was designed to help the agency improve its understanding of how human and animal foods are sold through business-to-consumer e-commerce models across the U.S. and globally. The summit included information on the different types of B2C e-commerce models, such as produce and meal kit subscription services, ghost kitchens, and dark stores. Other topics include the safety risks and labeling parameters associated with food sold through B2C e-commerce and the challenges and gaps that need to be addressed in the regulatory approach. The number of consumers ordering food online has been steadily increasing over the years, but expanded dramatically during the COVID-19 pandemic. FDA intends to use the information gathered through public comments to help determine what actions, if any, may be needed to keep consumers safe. I'm Brian German for AgNet West Radio Network.
I'm Lou Dobbs. The Fed chair sends markets plunging. Consumer confidence at a 9-month low this month. The former dean of Temple University convicted. Those stories next. By now, you know that MyPillow doesn't have their box stores or any shopping channels any longer due to the cancel culture. Well, Mike Lindell is now passing along those savings directly to you. Right now, you can get the lowest price in the history of MyPillow for their classic standard MyPillow, regularly $69.98, now only $19.98 with promo code Dobbs. They also have queen-size pillows, regularly $79.98, now $24.98 with promo code Dobbs. MyPillow is not just pillows. They have over 150 products, everything from sleepwear to beds. And my promo code Dobbs also works on mystore.com and frankspeech.com. Go to mypillow.com or call 1-800-977-9152 and use promo code Dobbs to take advantage of Mike's special offer on his standard MyPillow. That's mypillow.com, promo code Dobbs, or 1-800-977-9152. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell today said the ongoing Biden inflation rate is concerning him, so he may speed up plans to withdraw the Fed's support of the economy at its next scheduled meeting in Washington next month. That news caused stocks to fall sharply as investors were just coming to grips with a new China virus variant that is spreading, apparently. At the closing bell today, stocks ended November lower. The Dow Jones Industrials falling 652 points. Consumer confidence among Americans dropped to a 9-month low this month on concerns that out-of-control gas prices, shortages of food and other products, and the potential impact of more China virus-related shutdowns could negatively impact the economy. The former dean of Temple University's business school convicted of a scheme to falsely boost the school's rankings. Please join me 3 times daily. This is the Lou Dobbs Financial Report.
AM 560 KBLU. Russ Clark back with you. We're back on air. It's Wednesday, hump day. Gosh, and I got to do this for Carl one time, I guess.
Hey, guess what day it is?
You know,
oh, come on,
for
I know
Carl.
you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo-hoo! Hump day!
That's from, we're back with you. And Carl likes, I do too, the whole hump day thing. The Mississippi governor, he's in the middle of this this abortion thing, wanting to, change some of the abortion laws and the Roe v. Wade and those things. The things that have scared the progressives for decades now, that which many scholars have said Roe v. Wade was bad law.
My contention always was that Roe v. Wade was not a federal issue anyway. It's a states' rights issue.
And that's what Roe v. Wade did, is federalize.
It federalized something that should have been a states' rights issue.
Well, Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves believes his state abortion ban has a solid chance of succeeding in the Supreme Court case. And that's scaring some pro kill baby people.
There are people who are saying that there will be rioting across the country.
Well, there already is. You can't.
But it's just what it is another excuse to riot.
We've got rioting already. He says, I believe that science has changed. Here's what we know about a child at 15 weeks. We know that the child has a heartbeat. We know that the child pumps multiple quarts of blood every single day. We know that the baby's developing its lungs. We know the baby can squeeze its hands, its fingers, and we know that the baby can feel pain. Mm-hmm. I believe that the science has changed. Apparently, 50 years of science advancement. I didn't realize it's been 50 years. Is that since Roe v. Wade or something? It's been 50 years. Was it the 70s, Roe v. Wade?
No, Roe v. Wade was prior to that.
Oh, was it? So it's been easily 50 years.
Oh yeah.
All right. It says it's Dr. Tara Sander Lee is the one that wrote. She's of the anti-abortion Charlotte Lozer Institute. She said the unborn child could barely be seen inside the womb via grainy black and white ultrasound images, while now debunked science claims that the unborn couldn't feel pain. And she's talking from 50 years ago. After Roe, advancements in fetal ultrasound development rapidly paving the way to see the unborn with clarity, allowing the diagnosis of fetal malformations with more accuracy and surgical repair in some conditions inside the womb.
You know what? I was wrong. You were right. Roe v. Wade was 1973.
Okay. That's while I was in high school. Yeah. Mississippi's case rests on the idea that existing evidence has given states enough justification to protect fetal life 15 weeks into woman's pregnancy. Prior court decisions have protected abortion access pre-viability or before fetus can survive on its own. That time limit is constantly receding, and recently a baby in Alabama was born at 19 weeks, just prior to the 20-week cutoff that was proposed and rejected by the Senate in 2018. So the old argument was that pain was not felt until 28 or 29 weeks because of the connection of the brain to the thalamus and all that. Apparently not true. Modern pain research replaces the old myth with scientific fact that the unborn do feel pain, possibly as early as 12 weeks. Analgesics are now routinely given for the fetal surgery. Roe needs to be thrown out. It's outdated antiquated and needs to be replaced with a modern law that reflects the science of today, not 50 years ago. Roe needs to be thrown out. So that was Dr. Tara Lee. And this is the Mississippi governor says, I'm not going to stop trying to protect innocent lives. I believe that people like me have to stand up for the rights of the unborn because they can't stand for themselves. Every single opportunity we get to reduce the limit of number of abortions is a victory for the pro-life movement. Yeah. So that one is moving forward, and I don't know when it will be seen by the Supreme Court.
Well, they're probably discussing it, talking it over.
It's on the docket now.
It's on
apparently.
the docket now. So
yeah.
it'll be when the Supreme Court closes out their session, which will be shortly. They'll make the announcement.
Yeah, and then we can get ready for the riots.
And then get ready for the fun. Yeah.
Yeah, we can get ready for that. That'd be fine. They're rioting so much now; it's not even a threat.
No.
It's just Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just the way it is. Minneapolis has a car drive through the Dante Wright protest. There's a protest crowd.
Mm-hmm.
So I was always interested, and I'm like, oh no, not another, where somebody gets hurt or something. Apparently nobody was hurt in this thing. It's still news. It happened after 5 p.m. outside the county government center in Minneapolis, where jury selection was taking place for the manslaughter trial of Kim Potter. And I don't like the way they put this. A white former Brooklyn, okay, they put the race in right in that, right up front, a white.
Yeah.
So
the other day, when that guy drove his SUV through the
there was no race.
Parade.
In fact, it was just a car.
It was just a car. The car did it by itself, evidently.
Yeah, just a car. According to, I think it was a CNN that wrote just a car. Now it's a white, and you just start right off with the race. So we know it's going to be a victimization of blacks, because that's the only thing that's you're going to mention race is where black has been victimized.
That's right.
A white former Brooklyn Center police officer who was charged in connection with the death of Wright, who was black. Oh, I saw that one coming as soon as they said white. Otherwise we don't even talk about the story. We don't talk about the story of the young man that drove that car, killing 6 people, hitting like 40, 50 people or something. I mean, it was an amazing amount of people.
Yep. Killed 6.
Yeah, we never say black man. We say car.
The car.
Crazy how this press is trying to manipulate us. Let me take a phone call. You're on the air.
Hey, Russ.
Yeah.
You need to be reminded of the Revolutionary War. We went up against the world superpower back then. It took us 12 years to beat them. It wasn't an easy task. You make it sound like it's easy.
It wasn't easy. I'm just saying it can be done. It was the every odd was against it. It was kind of like that truck driver that beat the incumbent.
I think you're wrong, because what we have today, we have 1/3 of the young people that believe in communism. It's a whole different ballgame today.
Well,
we don't have people that have a musket. We don't have that anymore. But anyway, we were talking about that memorial the other day. I was.
Okay.
But they wanted to do a memorial on terrorism, for global terrorism. And you got most of Congress on board with that thing.
Crazy.
I'd say no to that. Only after they build a statue of Audie Murphy and Sergeant York do we do that one.
Well, if they do a memorial on terrorism, at least it'll give us something to do. OG, I've never pulled down a statue, but maybe we could start doing it.
Well, I'm not into that, because if you go to Europe, probably Italy and Germany has more statues than anybody on the planet.
Right.
And they're not ripping those down.
No, that's an American thing.
Look at Greece. They go all the way back to before Christ was born in Caesar's empire. They got statues, ruins that they protect. We're stupid. Let's use the right word, and describe our population. We're stupid. We're stupid people. Yes, and we indoctrinate liberal arts to rewrite our education.
Yeah.
That's who we are. But no, you're wrong. This right here is what's going on right now in the country. We're done.
Oh.
We are done. If no one goes and does the poll watching next year, and no one does that, because right now, if you look around the Republicans, they're doing nothing.
Mm.
They don't have a massive voting drive. They just talk. We get speakers, more speeches. That's why I don't attend them.
Okay.
So they just talk. There's no action. Look, I'm going to go back to this transportation hub thing real quickly. This transportation hub, which I talked about this thing. I done it in Phoenix. I talked about it. And in Vegas. Vegas did something about it. I've been on this transportation hub because I remember when I grew up, we had train stations. They were like fortresses. They were like shopping malls in every city. And Continental and Greyhound, they had bus stations with real restaurants inside. They
Sure.
did.
I know.
All right, and those were the hubs of each town, each city. Every tourist coming through gets to stop there, and you can see them as that traveled in the Army. Well, you rode a bus, didn't you, when you're in the Army?
Yes, a couple times.
Yeah.
Okay, you go to a city like St. Louis, the train station there, it's magnificent. The one in Denver, magnificent. These were the hubs of cities, these transportation hubs. The government is shutting them down so you can't travel. And people are not getting a handle on that. Right. This transportation hub downtown, it's going to be more than that. Got to be a Wi-Fi station. You got to have a fast food thing there. Everybody that thinks about travel, go there to buy a train ticket. Go there to buy any taxi cab. That's what it's a headquarters. It's a hub.
Well,
the government does not want you to do that. And your people that control the government are your local people.
We're years away from it, but times have changed. We'll see.
No, we're not. Only in your mind, now, Russ. You like to postpone things. I'm telling you, we're not years and years away. Look how quick Biden got. Biden did not even campaign, and people already accept him as their president. This is hogwash, Russ.
I'm not saying that you're making a comparison to building a new hub, but
transportation hub is it. Go to Vegas and ask them.
Okay.
They take a streetcar, anything, a bus or anything. You go down to the transportation hub in Las Vegas. It's right downtown. Big golden
the buses stop there now at the Del Sol. They already stopped there.
Oh, they do not. The buses stop down behind. I know exactly where it is. It's down in Yuma Mall behind a Jack in the Box
Target.
store across the street.
They stop there too, but they also stop at the Del Sol downtown.
Yeah. You can't get through to you.
Okay.
That's a bus
You can't
stop.
get through to me. You can't.
No.
I know.
Because the transportation hub is a focal of everything. That's where it's at.
All right, buddy. We'll see.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay. Two things.
Yeah.
Dennis D'Souza said, talking to his mother, he said, there are two political parties in America. One is evil and one is dumb. I have chosen the dumb party. He's a Republican.
And who is that?
Dennis D'Souza.
D'Souza.
Yeah.
I like him.
And the other thing is, this is Wednesday, and I have to leave early.
All right, buddy.
I will see you Friday morning.
Appreciate it, sir. You take care. We'll be right back. AM 560 KBLU.
The sun is shining. The temperatures are warm, and it stays like that the rest of this week. 84 the high today, 84 tomorrow, 82 Friday. Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. They're close, convenient, and known for guaranteed everyday low prices and excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith from the Weather Channel.
Play at Kokopah Casino and Resort in December and see if you are naughty or nice. One winner every half hour has a chance to take home up to $3,500 in rewards play or cold hard cash. Drawings are every Sunday and Wednesday from 4 to 9 p.m. Earn entries daily by playing your favorite slots or table games with your rewards card. Get a little naughty or a little nice every Wednesday and Sunday in December at Kokopah. See the Rewards Club for details. We love our locals at Kokopah Casino, South Highway 95 in Somerton.
According to the U.S. Department of Transportation, texting while driving is a leading cause of traffic accidents and fatalities. Do your part and put the phone down when driving. The LOLs can wait, and the life you save may just be your own. This message courtesy of Chassius Dynamics at 2868 East 13th Street in Yuma. Locally owned and operated. They offer the best alignment prices in town. So for all your auto repair needs, call a true local gem at 928-314-1005. Please stay alive. Don't text and drive.
The Border Report brought to you by RV World, located on Gila Ridge Road. Exit Interstate 8 on Araby Road, then head west on Gila Ridge about a quarter mile. RV World, Yuma's premier recreational vehicle dealer since 1991, offering a large selection of new and used RVs. Updated border wait times for passenger vehicles in the standard lanes. At our selected ports of entry, Calexico West is an hour wait, 7 lanes open. San Luis, hour and a half, 3 lanes open. And we're awaiting this morning's updates at both Algodones and Calexico East. To get updated border reports anytime at yumadailynews.com.
Bells will be ringing. The sad, sad news. Oh, what a Christmas to have the blues. My baby's gone. I have no friends to wish me greeting once again.
AM 560 KBLU. Russ Clark back with you. It's Wednesday morning, hump day, 7:35. I started talking about this Dante Wright protest. Of course, they start right off saying that a white Brooklyn Center police officer was charged in connection with the death of a Wright who was black. And It all goes back to the George Floyd thing, when shooting happened April 11 in a Brooklyn Center, a suburb of Minneapolis. It occurred in the area was already edged because the Myrtle trial of Derek Chauvin, a former Minneapolis police officer, was underway at that time. The one that was convicted of George Floyd. In Tuesday's incident, the marchers yelled for the driver to stop. I guess they felt like they owned the road. I don't know if it was an organized protest or what it was. But this driver didn't stop. I'll tell you what happened after the phone call. You're on the air.
Morning, Russ.
Good morning, sir.
Hey, on this thing that came out on the Salvation Army, I don't know if you saw it or not. You probably did.
I did not.
Yeah, well, yeah, they came out pushing critical race theory,
oh,
and they got in hot water over it, and they came out with a racism guide to pass on to the ones that donate to them, where you need to repent of your white privilege, buddy.
Oh gosh.
And they removed. Then they got in trouble over it, and they removed it.
Okay.
But on their website, it was called "Let's Talk About Race." All right. And after they got some criticism on it. Instructing white people and Christians to evaluate their racist attitudes and practices. Well, they took it off, but it's out there, and people need to know about this, Russ, because this shows you how entrenched that this CRT and white privilege is, even into these so-called charities. All right, and they lost some donors on this, and I hope they lose everything they got.
Sure.
Because there is no place for this kind of stuff. Yeah. And so they're appalled that people would think. Now they're appalled, Russ, that people would think that they somehow have accused people of racism, even after their guide criticized people for racism. All right, think about that. Every time I see that bell ring, now I think about this. And that person ringing that bell doesn't know that Salvation Army is into this stuff too. All right.
I had no idea, and I hadn't read anything on that actually.
Well, you'll find it real easy.
Sure.
All right, and you'll find it real easy. But the thing is the only race mentioned here that has a problem in their document. Guess what? Was white, and they. In other words, it's white Americans that need to stop being colorblind. Yeah. It's not any other Americans. It's just white. They're speaking out of both sides of their mouth, people. All right.
Yeah, this racism is disgusting. The critical race theory is a bunch of just perpetuating, victims and villains, and white people are evil. I'm tired of it.
I'm tired of it too. And then they come around. See, they get caught on this. It didn't fly. It didn't fly like they thought it would. All right. When they jumped to this.
Yeah.
All right. And then they come around and they have now rebuked the claims. Imagine this. Go figure. They have now rebuked the claims that the Salvation Army believes America is an inherently racist society. If you don't, then keep your mouth shut and quit telling us that we need to repent of our racism then.
Right.
If we're white. It's just that simple. All right? This is the same garbage that is taught in critical race theory. It's being pushed in our schools. It's being pushed in our corporations. It's in our government now. And they jumped on the bandwagon on this. And you know what? As far as I'm concerned, I hope they don't get a dime.
Yep. I understand. I appreciate the call, man.
Hey, have a good.
Thank you, buddy. Bye-bye. I didn't know Salvation Army was pushing critical race theory. Well, we'll have to look at that. It may have been an isolated one, but let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
Yes, Russ.
Good morning.
My primary phone finally gave up the ghost, so I've been having a little difficulty making.
Wow, and your phone doesn't sound good right now. You got a good signal? Go ahead.
Yeah, I have. Actually, it dropped off just now, but we'll see.
You're good now.
I want to give a Second Amendment update. The Ninth Circuit just came out and reversed their three-judge panel in the district court on their, Becerra case. It's Duncan versus Becerra was the original case, and it's about banning of any magazine or that.
Dean, you're fading in and out.
Well, that's bad.
Okay. Hey, you're gonna have to call back because it's not working. All right, buddy. Take care. Yeah, I couldn't make heads or tails out of it. It was moving in and out. So I guess when his old phone left, he also left. His new one doesn't have good reception. But anyway, on this drive-through thing, when the car came through in Minneapolis through the riot, it was a protest, I guess. They tried to stop the car, but then somebody jumped on top of it and kept yelling at the driver, stop, 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 stop. Heck, the driver kept going, and they're kind of like surprised, like the driver kept, are you kidding me? People are pounding on the windows. People are doing it. He turned the corner and traveled away. Of course he would. You've seen too many where people get dragged out of a car or hurt or something. It probably surprised him too. Glad everything was okay, but I don't know if that driver was doing anything bad. He didn't hurt anybody. Let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
So is this phone any better?
Try it. Keep going.
Okay. So the case is Duncan versus Becerra. It's a case where California has banned the ownership for almost every one of magazines, firearms magazines that hold more than 10 rounds. I think there's an exception for 22 tubular magazines, but detachable magazines are definitely banned. And basically the logic of the court is, well, we don't see that these are really useful for self-defense. Therefore, we can ban them because occasionally they're used in crime.
Okay.
And safety. Therefore, we can do what we want.
Absolutely. Hey, hold on 1 second. I'm just going to put you on music just for a second. Hold on.
All right.
Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year.
Hey, I'm back with you, man. Someone had a question. I'm the only one in the building, so I'm good. Go ahead.
Yeah, so anyway, the Ninth Circuit has just come out with it. It was on yesterday, the 30th of November. That was on an en banc hearing. Like I said, three-judge panel originally held that the magazine ban was unconstitutional because they've been in common use in the United States for over 100 years. And the en banc panel just said, no, we don't like them, and we're going to rule that it doesn't violate the Second Amendment to ban them.
Okay. And that just happened?
So it just happened yesterday.
Okay.
And that case has been going on for about 2 years now. Now it will be appealed to the Supreme Court. Whether the Supreme Court will choose to hear it or not is another question, and we won't know for months.
Wow. So so it's upheld that the 10 round clips are legal only, no more than 10 in the state of California.
No more than 10 rounds. And that is the Ninth Circuit just upheld that. Now, the bright spot is the Ninth Circuit is the most overturned circuit in the United States.
Yeah.
And there was a vigorous dissent. There were 11 judges on the en banc panel. 4 of them vigorously dissented and basically said, you guys aren't really worried about upholding the Constitution. You just don't like the Second Amendment. And I would say they're correct.
They said that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot.
That's literally one of the dissenting opinions.
Oh, my
and
goodness.
it says, you've just created this complex structure that you've created for interpreting Second Amendment cases is just a black box that you can get anything out of you want, and that's what you're doing.
Wow.
And he's right. Yeah, in my estimation, that's what I see. Because of the way in which they structure their consideration, anything goes. If you can outlaw magazines that hold more than 10 rounds, why can't you outlaw them that hold more than 5 rounds?
Well, that's
why do you have to allow any gun that has more than 1 shot?
that's the next round, my friend.
There's no rational end to this.
Yeah. Agreed.
So we will see what happens. The Supreme Court is currently has New York Rifle and Pistol Association law is under that case is under consideration. They've had the oral arguments about a month ago, 3 weeks ago, almost a month now, and so we'll get that decision by the end of June, and that's whether you can carry a gun outside the home or not, whether you have a legal right to.
Oh.
And basically, New York law argued, well, we let some people do it some of the time. That's good enough.
Well,
I mean, seriously, that's their argument. Well, just because you might want to carry a gun outside the home doesn't mean you can do it unless you get permission from us, and we get to decide on a case-by-case basis whether we give you permission.
Yeah.
That's not right. That's a privilege, and hopefully the Supreme Court will knock it down. And it seems likely since we have 6 nominally originalist justices on the Supreme Court. I would have to say Chief Justice Roberts has been less than stellar as a originalist.
But it's going to take months, like you said, to even just see if they're going to take it
we
up.
won't know until
And then it would take a year maybe for they even see it. So,
well, the New York Rifle and Pistol case has already been heard. Arguments have already been presented. They've accepted it. They're just working on the ruling, and controversial rulings are usually presented at the end of the court's term, which is usually near the end of June. So that case we will know about in about 7 months.
Yeah.
The other one, with Duncan versus Becerra, it could be years. We don't even know if the Supreme Court will bother to take the case. They don't have to. So we're playing a game where your constitutional rights are at the whim of courts' willingness to enforce them.
Yeah.
California has become a one-party state. The chances of getting a legislative fix for this is slim and none. And so, the ruling party in California hates the idea of people having guns and hates the idea of them being able to defend themselves. They seem to love criminals. That doesn't seem to me a long-term viable solution, but
well, it depends on what your solution's defined as, I guess.
Well, exactly. And California now has ballot harvesting and mail-in ballots are considered valid throughout the state. It appears to me that California has descended into a form of Tammany Hall type political machine. We control the voting and we control who votes, and so learn to love it, buddy.
Absolutely. And appreciate the call, man.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. Hey, my fact checker Edward said a few things. Of course, he sent me the 1973 date before Mel found it. As far as Roe v. Wade was in 1973. Something else when OG called in, and we're going to get a lot of this. A lot of people will talk about, well, we've already lost. There's not enough people, and that agree with you, and it doesn't deter me. I have not given up on anything, and I am looking to keep doing things. A couple things that were said is it's just talk, and I think that came from OG. It's not coming from Edward, but just talk. Hey, talk is what the left is most afraid of. That's why they're limiting speech. That's why they're stopping speech. Talk evolves into action. It just does, and we need to stop the nonsense of it's just talk. It's what we need, and I need people to volunteer to be speakers, and I need people to volunteer to talk to neighbors, and people to get out there and talk, and that's exactly what we need to be doing. OG said something about the number, like 30% of the people already want communism, so it's over. Well, I know that doesn't mean anything as far as over. Because it means that, we were asleep at the wheel and we allowed these 30% to be indoctrinated and probably in our schools, if it is 30. I don't know what that number is. That sounds like it could be right. But Edward wrote, only 25% of Americans in 1776 supported the war. And that's a number that, has been out there for some time. And the number of people actually involved in the war were less than that. It takes some strong will and some people willing to get involved, those kind of things in order to get it done. And I don't think a war is imminent in the United States by any means. That's the only way to do it is through violence. But it's definitely going to be through standing up, through making sure that we elect the right people, through talking to our neighbors, through getting involved in rallies and getting involved. And some people can stay away and say, well, let's just talk. I'm not going. I don't care. That's fine. We'll get the people involved that want to be, and the people involved that can make a difference. And a lot of the times when you talk to these people that say they're communists, it's because they talked to a neighbor. A neighbor talked to them and told them it was a good thing. It's as simple as that a lot of times. So communication's important. Communication's real important. Edward also sent me something that I wanted to share about Mark Meadows, former chief of staff for President Trump, saying that he's flipped or something, meaning that he's testifying against President Trump, which, look, I don't have a problem with a lot of that. If somebody's done something wrong, my God, it should be public. I'm not a big one, as long as everything's true. But he said something about Donald Trump endangered countless numbers of people by showing up to a debate 3 days after he was classified as having COVID. So, is that the most dangerous thing? I thought, oh my God, he flipped on him and he said he was going to be involved in an insurrection. Now, if Trump was involved in an insurrection, I think he should pay a price. I do. I don't believe he was. So when he said flipped, I was thinking there was going to be something, disastrous or whatever. But apparently the chief claims that Trump tested positive 3 days before the first debate against Biden in September 29th last year. And Meadows recounts Trump taking off in a helicopter from the White House on September 26th to go to Pennsylvania rally right after attending a Supreme Court confirmation for Amy Coney Barrett, now known to have been a super spreader event. Meadows recounts that the White House doctor calling him on Marine One lifted off. Trump on board stopped the president from leaving, just tested positive for COVID. I don't know any details of, other than what this says from Meadows. And if that's true, okay. I don't encourage people with COVID to come out. They should be, isolated or whatever. That's not a big deal. I thought maybe he flipped on insurrection or something illegal or something, to harm the country or something like that. But I I'd be curious to know more. But Mark Meadows is flipped as onto what? I'm not against the truth, whatever the truth is. I'm not. That's okay. And if Trump was involved in a real insurrection or something like that, heck yeah, he should be told. We'll be right back. AM 560 KBLU.
Listen right here on 560 AM KBLU from 8 to 9 a.m. every Monday morning to Life, Death, and the Law, where Sean Garner and Adam Hansen discuss estate planning options. Spend Monday mornings 8 to 9 a.m. with Sean and Adam from Deason, Garner, and Hansen, and learn how you can plan your estate using a will or a trust to protect your family and secure your legacy. That's Life, Death, and the Law every Monday morning from 8 to 9, right here on 560 AM KBLU.
It's coming, Yuma, so get ready for some Cammon sausage. Yuma Rotary presents the 63rd Annual Walt Cammon Sausage Fry, Friday, December 3rd from 4:30 to 8 p.m. at the Civic Center. Enjoy Cammon sausage, complete with sides, a roll, and a drink for only $12. Desserts available for purchase. Dine in or drive through and take your plates with you. It's all Friday, December 3rd, the Walt Cammon Sausage Fry. Proceeds benefit local student scholarships.
Time's running out to get the Medicare benefits you need for 2022. Medicare's annual enrollment period ends this Tuesday. Our licensed agents at the Yuma Medicare store are here to help you get the most from your Medicare coverage, and there's no cost to you. Join us this Saturday, December 4th, between noon and 4 p.m. at 2260 South 4th Avenue, Suite L, in Citrus Plaza, 24th Street and 4th Avenue. That's 2260 South 4th Avenue, Suite L. Enjoy refreshments and prizes, and learn about Medicare plans, including options from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona with no obligation to enroll. Get answers to your Medicare questions between noon and 4 p.m. this Saturday, or drop by between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. through December 7th. Make sure you have the coverage you need for 2022. But hurry, Medicare's annual enrollment period ends this Tuesday, December 7th. This is an advertisement. For accommodations of persons with special needs at meetings, call 928-920-0383, TTY 711.
The Border Report brought to you by RV World, located on Gila Ridge Road. Exit Interstate 8 on Araby Road, then head west on Gila Ridge about a quarter mile. RV World, Yuma's premier recreational vehicle dealer since 1991, offering a large selection of new and used RVs. Updated wait times from the ports of entry now. Algodones, 20 minutes, 2 lanes open. Calexico East, no delay. Calexico West, an hour, 7 lanes open. San Luis, 2 hours, 2 lanes open. That's for passenger vehicles in the standard lanes. Get updated border reports anytime at yumadailynews.com.
AM 560 KBLU. Russ Clark back with you. You know, I got kicked off YouTube yesterday. That was my fault. No, it was not. It was my fault. I let a song play. I'm allowed to play songs as an introductory, you know, for a few seconds or whatever it is. And I played one. I can't remember what it was. It was one of the Christmas songs. And sometimes I forget that I'm on YouTube. See, because I can play songs legally. Here, I mean, we're a radio station. We're allowed to play them. We're fine. We can do all that, but. I can't play whole songs on YouTube. And they wrote a nice letter to me, by the way. And it said that, you know, I can always delete that portion of the song, you know, delete the audio, and they would put it right back up and everything. So kudos to them. I didn't think there would be fairness coming from them, but there you go. You know, the thing that bugs me about the banning that they do and all that is, you know, the misinformation. You know, they decide what misinformation is, and even if there's a science out there and scientists that have a disagreement, if you put the disagreement out there, then you're giving misinformation because YouTube has picked a side and said this is the true one, and none of the other science is true, which is ridiculous. It's all ridiculous, and most of that revolves around COVID and the shot and the mask wearing and everything else and the CDC, but. The CDC can put two things on their website that's contradictory. That's not uncommon. They'll put papers out there that are contradictory, and that's fine for them. But if you put that on YouTube and say that, you know, you talk about one of the papers that they don't believe is proper information according to the White House, then you you get blocked. So it's crazy times we're living in. But copyright material, I understand it. That can't go onto YouTube. I will be back with Chamber Chatter up right after this. It's already the top of the hour, AM 560, KBLU.